Ah, yes, hand it over to the universe. You are interfering with your mind. This is a vibration of fear, and you are attaching this fear to your children's energy field. The child is here to be free as a spirit and have their own experiences. It is not your responsibility to protect them. They do not need protection. They are not broken, and they can never be broken, you see. You are thinking that they are breakable, and they are not glass. They are consciousness. They will not break, and they will be safe in this reality and follow a path of least resistance, and they will follow a path for their highest good if you stand out of the way and hand it to the universe to take over for you. This will relieve you of many worries and fears and allow them to have their soul's journey as they chose to. They have already chosen many things on their path, yet they are unfolding in the now, so their choices can be changed at every moment. When you say, thank you, universe, for guiding and loving my child and guiding him for his highest good at all times, then you hand it over to us, and we can help his thought process to make better choices. Hand it over to us, you see. It is not your job. We would say it is causing both discord in both energy fields, as it is blocking soul progress from both views. You are so worried and caught up with your children that you are forgetting to connect with your own consciousness, you see. You have attachments to your children. These are attachments. They are attachments like everything else. You are attached to your identities and your books and your clothes and your houses and your children and your parents, and everything that is outside of you, you have an attachment to. We would recommend that you let go of all attachments. When you let go of attachments to your children, it is the ego attachments, not the heart attachments. These are not attachments from your heart that are getting detached. You cannot unattach the love consciousness. You are love consciousness, and they are love consciousness. As you let go of your attachments from your egoic mind, this creates more space for conscious love to flow between you and your child. Do you see this? You see this all the time. You see how a child can excel and step into their own if a parent steps back. And you have all stepped back for your children, and you have watched them grow. And when they go to school, they are without you. And do they not excel at many things, at sports and at their school books and at their studies? They excel all the time, and you are not there to guide them or protect them. They are free. And as you can see, as you let go and trust the school system will take care of your child, you release the resistance of needing to protect them while they are at school, and this is where they're excelling. Everywhere else they go in life, you are worried about them. Do you not see how they excelled in their soul's progress when you thought they were in the care of someone else? You said, oh, they have a babysitter. I do not have to worry about them tonight. I can go out and have fun. I trust this babysitter. And things were run smoothly, and the children all had a good evening, and the parents had a good evening, and there was much love when the parents came home, and the child had much to tell the parents, and there was this great surge of love as they reunited. It was because you let go of your ego attachments for a few hours. You let go of their worries, you see. This is opens up the conscious love between you. When you think, oh, I am worried about my child, you are standing in fear. This is a third dimension egoic attachment to your mind's fears. When you stand in the now in a fifth dimension perspective, you are standing in love. I will stand from here and I will give love and send love to my child, and I will trust that the universe will guide my child, and I will not worry tonight. I will sit down and watch a movie and have popcorn while my child is out driving the car for the first time, and I will hand it to the universe, and all will be well, you see. It is, you are saying now, you're saying, well, how do I know there will not be an accident? You cannot control anything, but it will run smoothly, and there will be less accidents if you trust more, because you are not putting fear into your child's mind, and they are not running the programs of fear, you see. It is their fears that create the accident. You plant these fears into their heads, saying, I'm worried when you go out, don't do this, don't do that. This is good guidance from a parent, but you are also attaching fear-based energies to your child, belief systems. Then they create these fears within themselves and create more fears in front of them. We would say, do not blame yourself. You are not doing anything wrong. You are all excellent parents. It is that you are focused more on the fear than the love. We would say, change your perspective. I will trust and hand it over to the universe, and I will trust more and love more from my heart instead of my head. And your relationships with your children will be less inhibited. They will speak to you more, and they will share more things with you. They will not have so many bumps in the road, as they can feel that your attachment, you see. They can feel your ego attached to them, and they are trying to spread their wings and have their soul's journey, and they are being pulled in directions. We would say set them free from your mind. This is only observing your mind. Say, when I have my child here and he is going out tonight, what are my worries? Let's observe my worries. Which ones can I let go of? Some worries may take longer than others to let go of, but remember, they are all attachments. The past is not existing and the future is not existing. The only thing that is happening is now. Your worries are not your reality unless you make them your reality, you see. Know that they are only worries and they are not happening. It is your egoic mind keeping you in fear. This is its job, and it has been getting louder because you are bringing up all the past life fears to heal, you see. Everything is always unfolding as it's supposed to, or it wouldn't be happening. It is standing in the now and accepting and allowing whatever is happening to happen. The soul is always perfection. It can never be broken. It can never be harmed. It is always part of God. It is a co-creator. If anything ever happened to any of us in this room, we are all safe. We are all consciousness. We are safe. Tara gets chest pain all the time because her heart chakra is activating, and sometimes gets dizzy and falls to the floor. And Michael says, oh my goodness. And she says, oh, it's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I am trusting that the universe has decided for me to channel, and there's no worries here. You see, she's not focused so much on her illness, but a year ago she would focus on it so much she would create 10 other pains in her body instantly and then keep them for a month, you see. Surrender. There is nothing happening to any of you. It is all an illusion of the egoic mind. You are all safe and you are all here playing the game of the third dimension. You are all here because you are moving from a third dimension game to a fifth dimension game. When you move from a third dimension game to a fifth dimension game, it is not about getting to the end result. It is not about getting to the finish. You already know what it is like to be at the finish. You already know what it is like to be in the fifth dimension, you see. It is the game of getting from third to fifth. It is the game of experiencing the deepest darkness and the greatest fears so that you will know the greatest compassion and the greatest love. This is the game of the soul, and the soul loves to experience all of it. It loves to experience the deepest darkness. As your children are having their human experience, allow them to experience their own light and dark. That is what they are here for. They're here to experience the polarities. They're here to play the third dimension game of the contrast and the polarities. That is the game. Can I remember who I am and find my way back to the light? This is the game. If I go to the deepest darkness, can I crawl out and have faith and remember who I am? Faith is trusting in the absence of evidence. And as you experience your darkness, you sometimes feel so alone and afraid. And we would say it is in wanting to experience that from a soul's perspective. I wish to feel like I am alone. If I remembered I was the universe, how could I have the deepest experience of pain? I could not, because I would know that I am all that is. And what would be the fun of that game? If you were playing chess and your opponent knew, you knew the move to your opponent's next move, would it not ruin the fun of the game? This is the game of planet Earth, and if you knew every move, it would ruin the fun. Know that your children are safe and that you are safe, and play more, have fun. It is not meant to be painful in the sense of drowning every day all the time. It is meant to feel the emotions as you have fears come up and allow them to pass through. You are attaching to these fears and creating more fears, which is creating more fears, which is creating more fears. It is a continuous stacking on top of each other. We understand that this game is difficult to play, but we have made the rules simple. The rules are very kept simple because the emotions are so vast. There are thousands of emotions with thousands of shades of emotions, and it is standing in the now and allowing all that is arising to arise, accepting all and not resisting. This is the rules of the game. Don't resist and allow all that's happening. As you allow all that's happening and you stand in the now, in the present moment, you will be moving into a fifth dimension perspective. This is a perspective of love. If you are having fear, you will know you're in a third dimension perspective and that you are standing in fear. How could I have stand in love right now? Is there fear behind my question? Is there fear behind my answer? Is there fear that I am viewing in front of me? This is where you could ask, how could I stand in love instead of fear at this time? When I'm in the now, I will see that everything is perfection. I will not be upset or triggered, and I will allow all that is arising. If there is grief, I will allow the grief, and I will love it as if it is a child in pain, and I will pick it up and love it. As you love the grief, you transmute the grief back to love with your consciousness. You are consciousness. You are nothing less than perfection. You are nothing less than all that is. You are nothing less than the universe. You are God, source, energy within you, within every cell in your body and within every aspect. Your mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, and physical body are all aspects of God, experiencing God in different ways. We are using the term God and universe interchangeably. There are people here that use the term God, and there are people here that use the term universe. So we are switching back and forth. Please do not take offense to either term. We are ready for your next question. Thank you.